Welcome to Pressure Free Living with Elle. I am Elle Ingalls, the creator of the Pressure Free Method. If you're new to me, you can take a look at my website to learn more. It is elleingles.com. You can see my name in the corner here. You can also get to my site at pressure-free.com. I was thinking today, I've been coaching. I was in a writing class this morning with my writing coach, and I was thinking today of how words and thoughts can cause us to trigger the stress response. There's a lot going on in the world today, and for a lot of people, just hearing a news report or even reading a news report, you're taking in some kind of information, and it might cause your stomach to tighten up or your face to get concerned, like tighten here, and you've got lines coming in here. It might cause your shoulders to go up, and you're feeling yourself tensing up because of words and ideas. We're not under physical attack, nothing's coming at us. And yet, maybe the words and maybe the articles and the things that we're reading are causing us to feel that. So, I was listening to someone read a piece of their writing where they were talking about this very thing. They were in a discussion, and everyone in the room seemed to have a very different way of thinking about something. And so, it was causing a great deal of tension and also a shutting down and inability to speak, which I also find interesting. One of the effects of the stress response is it can actually cause your throat to want to close up, to tighten. Have you ever felt that? Like you just, I can hardly do it anymore, but I know I used to when I would be triggered a lot, like this area of my body would get tight. I've worked with a client whose throat would close up. If you've ever heard of stress-induced um, asthma, the stress response will actually cause the throat to close up. The vocal cords get tight too. That's when people can move into a high-pitched voice or a strained voice. So it could be like this, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you." Like it's like very elevated and kind of tense, and a little overly excited. That's often because we've triggered the stress response and we're moving into something called fawning. So we're fawning, we're like over flattering, and we're like in a heightened state because we just want to belong. So getting back to thoughts and words, you're either hearing them or they're being spoken to you. Something is happening in that realm. I'm going to give you some tools to help immediately interrupt that stress response so that you can still have a voice. You can still think clearly about something. You can refrain from overreacting, which is so easy to do if we trigger fight or flight. You'll say things and do things you might later regret. So the first thing that I would do if some words are coming to me and I notice like my shoulders are going up, I actually relax my belly first. When that belly is relaxed, the whole front of your body can start to soften and relax and open. So relax your belly. The other thing I might do too is I might take my hands and just rub down the tops of my thighs. I learned this from my body coach, Leila Veronica. That will soothe your nervous system very quickly. And if our nervous system can settle, now we're keeping the lights on here. Maybe even just corners of your mouth engaged. If it's not appropriate to smile in the situation, you can just engage the corners of your mouth a little bit so that they're going in like an upward direction. You see that? So then you're actually keeping neuropeptides circulating in your brain that allows your brain to keep thinking clearly. And sometimes I will put a slogan in my head like, I'm not under attack. I'm totally safe. I'm open to learning about something. Like I'm open. Because if we close off, we'll tense up too. So if the information someone's saying to us or we're reading is in conflict with our own deep-seated beliefs and values, it can be really easy to get defensive, really easy to tighten the whole front of our body. And now we're not even taking in the information that is being shared to make a real response, like a really well thought out response. We're just going to react, and then that can create a lot of conflict. With everything going on with Charlie Kirk, I didn't know who he was before this, but when I saw clips following his death, what I saw was a constant tension that would create a reaction tension in another person. So there's not a real dialogue, an ability to think clearly and think deeply to be able to share, but more of reactive kind of conversation that was going on in these clips that I've seen. I've seen this with other interviewers who will purposefully, it seems like it's very purposeful, um, trigger the stress response in the other person, and now they can be manipulated. I saw this happen with someone who I hope to meet. She's an amazing professor in psychology at Harvard. And I saw another famous interviewer, Jordan Peterson, do that to her. Like I could see it happening. It was a purposeful um, way of speaking and sharing that caused a reaction in the other person. So I think it comes back to protecting yourself in order for you to be able to function well. Because if you're taking in some information, but you have a whole, it's morning and you have a whole day in which you need to work well, be with children, be with parents, be with your partner, whatever your personal situation is as well, but you trigger first thing in the morning, you're not going to be your best self. So especially watch, like I used to read papers, two papers every morning, Wall Street Journal and my local Battle Creek Inquirer. I used to read those every morning. And there can be news in there that's very triggering. So if I trigger the stress response, like my whole day, I'm not going to be optimal. So one thing you can do when you are looking at, okay, how can I start my day really well? Are there stressors you can remove? Like maybe I'm not going to read the paper first thing in the morning or watch the news or listen to the news. Maybe I'm going to do something else in the morning that's going to serve what I need to do in my day. And maybe midday I might take a look at that, but I'm going to be in a better state to be able to not react to it. So you can remove a stressor or move a stressor, time block it into a different space. That can be really helpful too. Maybe you need to change the alarm on your phone so the more your morning is really beautiful. I ask that question, I go, does this serve me? Does this serve my soul? What can I do to have a really fantastic day today? What do I put in that early morning? What do I put from, say, 5 p.m. until my head hits the pillow? Like, what's happening in there? Because a lot of people will consume news or consume information or have discussions, and suddenly it's heated. And now we've triggered the stress response, and now we can't get to sleep. So, looking at the bookends of your day can be a really great way for you to gain some traction in pressure-free living and gain some traction over your stress response. So, wish you a great pressure-free day. And if you need some assistance, if you'd like to talk with me, I'm happy to have you book a call with me and we can just get to know each other and see what you think about pressure-free living and if this might be of help to you or somebody you care about. So, wish you a great pressure-free day. Bye.